We have a special episode for you today. We're going to interview Brian Meza, who is our executive director of Petra Cares, a charity arm for Petra. You're going to hear a lot more about that. But before this interview happens, I wanted you to see a video about what Petra Cares is, because once you find out about it, you're going to want to be involved.
Our vision is rooted in the belief that education should not merely be a pathway to academic success, but a gateway to self-discovery and personal growth. At Petra Cares, we understand that the journey of these remarkable young souls hasn't been easy. Many of them have faced unimaginable hardships, loss, and uncertainty. But we believe that every obstacle can be overcome, and every adversity can be turned into strength. Our vision is to create a ripple effect of change in the lives of these young adults. As they grow and succeed, we hope they'll carry the torch of kindness, compassion, and resilience into the world, touching the lives of others and inspiring positive change wherever they go. We strive to ignite the fire of curiosity in each child, encouraging them to dream big and equipping them with the tools to turn those dreams into reality. As we celebrate these graduates today, we are reminded that they are not just students, but resilient warriors who have embraced their past, learned from it, and are now stepping into a brighter future. This is Petra Cares.
Welcome to Wheels, Deals, and Meals, where we talk all things good food, good business, and good cars. And now, here is your host, Arnold Gacita, founder and CEO of Petra Automotive Products. Let's roll.
Today we got a great episode. I thought it would be, as we are entering the Christmas season and with everybody just thinking about what is important in life, I thought it would be great for us to sit down with the executive director of Petra Cares, the charity arm of Petra Automotive Products, and just talk about the incredible success that this program has had. And in the forefront of that success is obviously the executive director of Petra Cares, Brian Meza. Brian, thanks for being with us.
Boss, good to be here.
Well, you're the boss of Petra Cares.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
Hey, what a year. What a year.
It's been.
Yeah. How many kids have now gone? I know we're going to have the graduation on Friday, but at the end of this year, how many kids have graduated from Petra Cares?
Yeah, so our first class, we saw 4 graduate. In our second class, we saw 7 graduate. This class will be 8.
8. So in total,
So
we have
19 graduates.
So 19 lives were changed.
That's right.
A lot of people may not know this, so I'll quickly go through some statistics here. Petra Cares brings in foster kids that are exiting the foster care program. So if you were in the foster care program, never got adopted for whatever reason, you reach 17, 18, 19 years old, you either graduate, you get a GED, but you're out of the program. 90% of those kids will not go to a college. They want out. They don't want Big Brother looking at them. They want to go out on the streets and do their own thing. 80% of those within 3 years are in jail, dead, or homeless, and the life expectancy is 23 years. Now, not only foster care kids that are exiting the program, right? So teenagers that are exiting that program, but also young adults that for whatever reason are homeless are all part of that family and that group and those types of statistics. What Petra Cares does is we go in and get those kids that qualify and we bring them to Petra and we teach them in a 7 weeks course how to become a technician. And our wonderful and great dealers hire them and give them a career. Now, Brian, remind me, if one of these kids were to not go through this program and happen to end up in jail, the taxpayers pay how much a year?
Yeah, that differs per state, but anywhere
More
from
or less.
180 to 200,000 here in Texas
Per person per year.
Per person per year when you add in all the costs of staffing, build out costs, and feeding.
So
and all that.
we know that 80% will end up in one of those three categories,
That's
right?
right.
So 33.3% would end up in jail based on those statistics. So if you got a $200,000 bill and 19 kids that graduated, roughly 6 kids or so could have ended up in jail, which would have been a $1.2 million tax bill to the people in Texas per year. But thanks to God, your work, our donors, we take those kids, we love on them. You love on them especially. You have an incredible tolerance and patience for these kids. And if they grab on and take this, in 7 weeks, they are a tax-paying citizen making around $45,000-$50,000 a year with benefits on top of that.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're taking one element is the money that is not going to the prison system, right? But they're putting money back in. They become consumers now. Now they're going to become, car buyers and homeowners. And every one of our kids, Arnold, what they want most is a family. And so at the end of the day, what we're really doing is helping put back together the fabric of the family of lives of kids that are in our program. That's really what we're doing. We're helping them literally turn their lives around because they're going from not knowing in 7 weeks, where am I going to stay? Where am I going to live? Who's my support system? We give them all that. We put them in a great paying job, and they become productive citizens in society.
You said something that's very important because yes, we make them productive citizens. They get money. We change their life. We give them purpose. They want a family.
That's right.
Right? They haven't had a family. I think, and correct me where I'm wrong, if you didn't get adopted by the age of 10 or so, the chances are you're not going to get adopted. And they typically go from house to house or housing place every 2 years or so.
If you're not adopted by the age of 10 or 12, you have a slim chance of ever being placed. And it's at that point, the statistic comes in where the life expectancy is 23 years of age.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and most of the kids that we deal with are those kids that are in what we call supervised independent living. So as you mentioned earlier, they can opt out. Some of these kids opt in, and they're part of a state-run program called SIL, Supervised Independent Living, and they are required to either be in school or have a job, and they can stay in a home until they're 21. But after that, they are truly on their own. So all of our students are in that. We're in that space where we can really help them navigate and mold them into becoming people that not only can get a job but can hold a job. That's what we do. Like this week we're doing life skills. We have right now a vice president of Regions Bank teaching our kids how to open up a checking account, teaching them how to budget, teaching them financial literacy. Yesterday we talked about job preparedness. Tomorrow we're talking about goal setting and conflict resolution. So we do life skills on top of all that they learn academically, so to put them in the best position to succeed. We tell our kids, give us 7 weeks and your life can truly change. Not many people can really say that is something that can happen in a relatively quick time period. That's what separates Petra Cares from other programs that have these long, programs. The problem is with that, a lot of kids can't see past their nose, really. They can't see what the future is. And so the state will often say, hey, what do you want to do? Well, the thing that their path is college, right? But a lot of our kids, as you mentioned, they're 2 and 3 years behind academically their peers, right? So that's a far-fetched pipe dream for a lot of these kids. But we put them on a fast track program with Lone Star College. They get 2 college credits. Our kids that have graduated have 2 college credits. It's unbelievable.
So they can continue their education if they want.
We've had 3 of our kids. They're getting jobs. They're working during the day, and they're now going to night school.
That's great.
I mean,
that's great.
That's really the program operating on all cylinders.
Yeah,
unintended.
And Petra Cares offers these kids today everything but housing. I know there's plans in the future, but today we really cover through our donors everything that they need: transportation, help with money, books, the tuition, uniforms. We get them a job. We're their HR placement firm, and we're the support, because I know that they call you even after they graduate, and they're working, with different comments or questions or things that they need advice on. We truly are, again, thanks to God and thanks to our donor and the work that you do, changing people's life and generations to come. It's so, we can sit here and spit out statistics all day long, but if people could just see, and I've said this before, I see the class when it starts and I see the class when it ends. When the class starts, you're like, wow, this is going to be interesting, right? Because these kids have never had anybody love on them, never had anybody hold their hand, guide them, and with no ill intent, lead them to something that's going to bless their lives. But at the end of 7 weeks, these kids got it. They feel it. They either made it or they didn't. They feel it. They love it. They're ready to go. They're excited. Their whole demeanor and even the way they speak to you changes from the day one when they came in.
They have confidence now.
They have confidence. They believe that they can actually achieve and do something.
That's right.
I also, I know we had, because we partner with Lone Star with the professor and the teaching of the class and the curriculum, and I know we had Linda, who is with Lone Star, in here. So the national average, foster kids that are actually adopted, have parents, loved on, the national graduation rate is 2%. 2%, that's it.
Actually, less than 2%.
So less than 2%. But our graduation rate is
60%.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I think the thing that gives us such good success, and we don't toot our horn on it, but you've made a commitment, we've made a commitment to really remove every obstacle that they have in front of them. And they ask us, why do you pick us up? Like our ride program is unprecedented in the whole city. When we tell people that we offer them rides, they about do a backflip because people understand that these kids have no transportation, right? So we feed them every day for lunch. That is unheard of. We give them a stipend, $150 a week if they're here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for 7 weeks because they have nothing. And so we're committed to removing all of those obstacles. And they ask us every time, every one of these kids, Arnold, will ask me privately, they'll say, why are you guys doing this for us? Why do you nobody does this for us? Why are you? And it's simply because we love them. It's because I tell them, we care, we truly care about you. I realize that, we realize that a lot of them, they don't have that sort of a background in history, and a lot of people have failed them and a lot of people have let them down. And for all intents and purposes, we're the next people to let them down, but we don't. We like to say here that, an empty gas tank, a flat tire is the difference between success and failure. And so if we can remove those obstacles, that gives them the impetus. And as you mentioned, little by little, they start to become confident. They start to believe in themselves. And I'm so thrilled. Our recent class, we started with 10 and we have 8. We're at 80% on our current class. So 80% graduation.
And so we have 60% graduation. And what percentage of placement?
So 15 out of the 19 total, 15 are working. Will be working.
So that is what, 85% around there? placement. So
Yes,
we have 60,
just under that, yeah.
60% graduation rate compared to a
Combined.
2% or less
Correct.
than 2% national rate. And the national rate, the 2% that graduate don't get placed, we place them, and we're at an 85% or so placement rate.
That's right.
We are changing
Yeah.
people's lives and generations to come, for sure, without a doubt.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody's looking at this and wants to donate, what do they do?
Yeah, on our website, we have a donate now button. We have plans in the fall of 24 to go to Galveston. And we heard from a judge out there, a family court judge, that says, hey, we're hearing of the success of your program. What can we do to get
And that's
Petra
because we
Cares?
work with family court judges here in Houston.
That's right. Judge Andel's been a big advocate for us. And in fact, we wouldn't be doing this without Judge Andel.
Yeah, he's the one that slapped us around and said,
And so people are, Senator Betancourt, Paul Betancourt here in Texas, he just did a site visit, with us, and the word's getting out. We're poised to grow.
Nationwide, people are noticing what Petra Cares does because, like you said a minute ago, nobody does what we do. No, first of all, you got to care.
That's right.
You have to love. Before you do anything, you got to care and love and want to make a difference. Because these kids will read through fake faster than anything else. They know fake people. So you got to really care. You really want to do something. Crash course, place them in a job. Take every obstacle out. We handle everything but housing and place them. Nowhere in the U.S. is there a program like that. Not only do you work with the kids that are exiting, but with housing agencies, with courts, some kids that have been in trouble, right? That nobody else is given a chance to, we give a chance to.
That's right.
And our dealers give a chance to it.
That's right.
When they hire them.
Yeah.
And so now you got the Galveston court system asking us to come in. So you're planning on going there. It's part of our budget for next year. And then Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, I talked to the facilitator, Brady Schmidt, in Los Angeles yesterday. And he says he's waking up at night. He said, Arnold, I promise you, I wake up every night excited about what's going to happen. Wow. And so we're excited that. So Petra Cares, which originated in Houston here, grows to Los Angeles, grows to Galveston next year, and we'll continue that movement because we're going to have this everywhere in the nation.
Yeah, this is not just a Houston problem. Nationwide, anywhere from 25,000 to 30,000 youths age out of foster care every year. It's the biggest epidemic in our country that nobody's talking about. But we're
like Judge Andel said, it's not sexy, but it's if you want to change lives, this is how you change lives.
Yeah. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is how we can really change a generation. I love your phrase, changing generations to come. But this has real, tangible impact in a very short amount of time, and the kids get it. And we've got a waiting list already for our January cohort.
That's great.
So we got to grow more. And so we're going to add for the girls, we're going to add a nursing component as well.
Right.
So we're just getting started, and we're excited.
Yeah, because we started out in Houston as Automotive, but next year we're expanding to Automotive and nursing, assistant nursing, to open up that net even wider and help more people and continue to grow. I mean, this is every year more and more grow and grow and grow. The problem is out there. This was not our idea. This was a God-given idea, right? We were going down a different route. God sent some people, slapped us around. We did a 180. Some people say, how'd you come up with this idea? I literally say, well, it wasn't my idea. That's how I came up with the idea. It was a God idea. And then everything just fell in place from that point on. And again, I want to say this to our sponsors, donors. You trusted us in a theory and in an idea because it was a God-sent idea. Now it's a proven idea, and we blow every national statistics out of the water. And we appreciate your continued support, giving to Petra Cares, sponsoring Petra Cares. We cannot do this without you, and the program just keeps growing. So keep giving, and we'll keep letting you know how great your money is doing and how it's changing it changes lives. So it's fantastic. Brian, before we go, tell us a little bio about you. Who is Brian? Where'd you come from?
Yeah, so
Don't say Mars or
L.A. Might as well say.
might as well say
might
Mars.
as well-
But we're coming to LA.
Yeah, so I'm born and raised a minister's son, 4th generation. Dad's still the senior pastor of our church out in Los Angeles area, California. And I moved in 2009, took a job with Young Life. I was helping them develop ministry in a Latino context for the region. And shout out to all my Young Life people out there. And then I was asked to be on the board of KSBJ, and so we did that for a while. And then I served as the GM for NGen Radio for a few years, and then
Which is part of the KSBJ family.
which is KSBJ, and which is how we met each other.
Well, we met in Young Life.
In Young Life,
Yeah.
right? I brought you in, and you've always been a generous supporter of everything that I've done, and you said one of these days we'll work together, and that day's come, and so. In Houston, and we're just to the moon, man. That's what I feel about it.
And we have a phenomenal board.
Yeah,
That is just, it couldn't get any better than that in every angle. Again, just got to put the right people, right? Attorney, bankers, oil and gas. I mean, just the right people on the board to get this running. We've had great partners. Woods Edge, obviously the church that I go to.
Christian Brothers.
Christian Brothers, a phenomenal,
Yeah.
sponsor, and the Met Church.
Yeah.
So Brian, I want to know, what is your favorite car? The car that Brian wants in his garage.
I would say an orange Hellcat.
Okay.
I really like that car. Now that I've seen it up close in person. No, I think my favorite car, I would say it has to be my first car. The first car I ever had, it was a gift from my uncle, and it was a '69 El Camino, white, tan interior, and I brought that to school my senior year, man, and it was the coolest thing. So I put a sound system in the back. Had the original rims and all that, but
Tell me you were in a lowrider.
No, it wasn't lowrider. That wasn't my thing, but
I feel like you should have the George Lopez song playing in the background.
low rider. No, I love the old El Camino.
Okay, so of all the places you've traveled, what is your favorite place to travel?
My favorite place is Maui. Maui. I love the people, the food, the color, the pace. It's unfortunate what happened, with the fires and such. But man, hopefully they can rebuild that place. Just Lahaina is one of my favorite places.
It's beautiful, and I'm sure it will be beautiful again. It's hard to take away nature, but did you ever go to the road to Hana?
We didn't do that. No, that was one thing we did not do.
That is the most craziest ride. I have never been so sick in a car in my life.
I hear
it's
you.
something like 50-something one-way bridges, something like that. It's insane. It's insane. Hey, what's your favorite food?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I mean, if I was on a desert island and I had to have one thing, I got to go with my roots, man. I got to go with rice and beans, Mexican food, man.
Mexican food?
Mexican food.
Not Tex-Mex.
Not Tex-Mex.
Mexican food.
Yeah. I'm a West Coast guy, so yeah. Tex-Mex it's good. It's just not what I'm used to.
Bro, I love Tex-Mex. It's the best food.
Well, I love original ninfas. I mean,
My understanding is Jesus loves Tex food too.
Jesus loves Tex-Mex. I think so. But you guys, Houston is famous for inventing fajitas.
Correct.
Not a lot of people know that.
No, it is. Ninfas here in Houston invented fajitas. And Houston has, in my opinion, some of the best food in the country.
Totally agree.
I've traveled everywhere, and everybody has their nice little places. But Houston, I went to a place yesterday, didn't even know about. It's been here for 22 years, and it was incredible. It's just a great, great culinary place.
100% agree. Yeah.
All right, well, that's good, man. I'm glad that we can talk about your lowrider life, your years in Maui, and Mexican food, non-Tex food, West Coast Mexican food. Thank you for everything that you have done. Thank you for this program. I can't wait to interview you next year and talk about all the stuff we've done next year and all the
gonna be
plans for
fun.
2025.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Thank you, Arnold.
Thanks, brother.
Appreciate it.
You too.
Thank you for listening to Wheels, Deals, and Meals, your main source for all things good and fun, business, food, and cars. If you like this episode, make sure to rate us and subscribe. If you would like to be a guest on our show, please leave a message at the link below. Till next time, happy eating!